talk, waking you up in the morning. If you haven't woke up, I'm your second dose of coffee in the morning. You know why? Because I love you. Welcome to my madness.
It's coffee talk with ADIKA. Nothing rhymes with that but chicken tikka. We name drop here with Stefan and all his friends.
You just earned it. You are going to be my new co-host. And you know why?
You know, I have a thing for redheads, and that was like one of my first, I was like, wow, I really like redheads. And I like redheads, that were my age. But she was like the queen of the redheads to me.
You were a redhead over there, yeah. Okay.
Did you get to see Angie Everhart when Howard dated her?
No, because I wasn't there. But I did. I do have a picture somewhere. I think it's on my. I don't know. It's somewhere on my Facebook page where. I got to meet her at one of the first Comic-Cons, and she's a sweetheart. She was next to Sandy Taylor, who we used to be on Howard.
Sandy Corn, yeah.
Sandy Von Whatcorn, yeah. Sandy Taylor was at the Comic-Con, and this was at Comic-Con when you could sit and talk to people and shit. It was before like the way they have it now. And It was Angie Everhart was there, and I had a pizzeria that was like around the block. Angie also dated one of my friends back in the day when she was like 18. So she is also really sweet. And Angie Everhart was my end-all, be-all. Like, I was like, God, that's like fucking strawberry. I wanted to fuck. So Angie was like sick. Angie was like super cool. So I was like, yo. So I was like fucking macking it out. I was like, I sat on her lap. I'm like, so what's up? How you doing? You know? And I was like, I said, yo, take a picture. So I took a picture of me sitting on Angie's lap. And I was like, yo, you mind if I do something I always wanted to do? And she was like, sure, go ahead. And I stuck my nose in her hair and I go, it does smell like strawberries.
What are you laughing about? Go away. It's not good.
So I did get to meet Angie Everhart. So Jessica was always like really sweet to me. But, like my first story of so I'm about 19, 20 years old. I just really start working on the show full time. And this is when I'm sure, Corey, you're going to know all about this. There was that guy in Philadelphia, DeBella. He
had a funeral for him.
Well, no, this is why Howard was so fucking brilliant and so amazing. So he has this competition in Philadelphia, and the guy's number one, and he's like, Howard Stern never beat me. Fuck him. There's a bet where they go at it. One of the most classic radio wars in the entire universe. So Howard made a prediction. He goes, not only am I going to knock you down and take over your city, he goes, but I know your wife is going to leave you after that, and when she does, I'm going to have a fucking divorce party. I'm going to get her on dial-a-date, and I'm going to find her new boyfriend. And that's exactly what happened.
He did.
That's exactly what happened. And she actually wanted the dial-a-date was one of his most nemesis who lives in Philadelphia, Captain Shanks, who used to terrorize his show. To add insult to injury, he put her on a date with Captain Shanks, which was talking about knocking a guy down. So he had to develop a divorce party. And I just started, and they invited me to go down. So I was here maybe like 4 or 5 months. And so now all of a sudden I'm on a giant party bus with all the Stern fans and Jessica Hahn, and they got cameras and everything. And we stop at this place called Home of the Lap Dance. I get my first lap dance. So I'm like pretty drunk. So I go back in the thing, and it's me, Howard, and I think Ronnie the limo driver was there. And Jessica starts telling us all these stories about sex and shit. And then she says, so I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm sitting here with Howard Stern and Jessica Hahn. How did my life turn like this? And Jessica's sitting there saying, I really, really love to give head. I really love having a man's, member in my mouth. She goes, in fact, one of my favorite things to do is when I go to sleep, I like to have it in my mouth as a pacifier. And I'm like this. Like, did I just fucking hear that? And it was just like, oh my God. And then of course, Howard went on to go tell that story on the air. It was like a legendary story, but I was in the room. I was there. Like I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I had limited experience, with women, as far as maybe a little pulling tongue, a little thing here and there. But, no, to hear Jessica Hahn tell a story like that, where she likes to fall asleep with a pacifier in her mouth, I'm like,